They say home is your sanctuary, but in reality, it might be doing more harm than you think. The biggest problem facing America today is the economic crisis. And then there's other issues with the environment, like global warming. As a civil engineering major, I find it interesting the way buildings affect the economics and the environmental issues that we face today. Global warming is when the sun sends radiation down to Earth and it reflects off of the Earth's surface and it gets trapped by gases in our atmosphere like CO2 and all the pollution that is a byproduct of pollution and burning of fossil fuels. So this is a major problem we face today. And another problem we face today is the limited resources that we have and the fact that our population is rapidly growing, but our resources are running out quickly. They predict by the year 2050, we're going to have 9 billion people living in the world. If you factor in the decrease in resources like water and fossil fuels, it's not hard to believe that the prices of these resources are going to go way up because the demand is going to be so high, but the supply is going to be so low. What effect or what role do buildings play in these crises? 50%, according to the book Greenhouse, 50% of U.S. greenhouse gas emissions come from buildings. We talk a lot about transportation and how the transportation, how we should be buying hybrid cars and cutting back on like SUVs and stuff. But really, a lot of the greenhouse gas emission comes from buildings. Also, 33% of materials that are in our landfills are from 30% of the materials in landfills are from either the construction of buildings or the demolition of buildings. And 48% of the energy we consume as a country is from our buildings. So the buildings that we use in our homes and stuff, the factories, all this stuff, it really requires a lot of energy. And we need to be more smart and responsible and make our energy more efficient. So what can you do to solve this problem of global warming and running out of resources? The solution is simple, it's just go green and start becoming more energy conscious. And it's not as expensive as you might think. Going green, it saves you money in the long term because it's a lot cheaper to run your appliances and operate your house. And also, the government, according to Josh Peterson of the website Planet Green, they will give you tax credits in some cases for taking green steps. And also, going green is very healthy for the planet, and it cuts down on global greenhouse gas emissions, and you're saving resources for future generations. Now, what can you yourself do to save the planet and save money? The easiest thing to do is to find leaks around the house, water leaks. According to Broderick Perkins of Realty Times, the website, about 10% of the water that the household consumes is wasted by water leaks. So going around and finding water leaks is a great way to save water and cut down your water bill. Another thing is to find air leaks in your house. And this is simple as taking a incense candle and holding it up to like the windows and doors in your house and watching for drafts and see where the smoke goes. That way you can find leaks and fix them. Also, a very wise investment is fluorescent lighting. According to the book structural, or according to the book, Sustainable Energy Systems and Architectural Design, fluorescent lighting is about 75% more efficient than regular lighting. And it is a little bit more expensive, but in the long term, it's going to cost less to run, and they last a lot longer, so you're not going to have to replace light bulbs as much. And when you can, avoid using light bulbs in general. Just use natural lighting. There's no point to be in the house in the middle of the day with lights on. You can open windows. And also avoid what they call VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds. And these are basically found in paints, and they pollute the environment and are not good for the greenhouse gas emissions. Once you take part in these steps, some more steps you can take, and it's a little bit more expensive, but you can start buying energy efficient appliances for windows that have maybe double panel instead of single panel, and it's going to cut down on the temperature and the heat that is lost in the winter, and like during the summer you're not going to lose the air conditioning into the outside. And star-rated appliances are about 10 to 30% more efficient than regular appliances. They're a little bit more expensive, but in the long run they're going to save you energy, and your energy bill is going to go down. Also, proper insulation. You can check proper insulation by turning off the power and opening outlets in the wall and seeing if you have good foam insulation in there. And if not, you can hire an expert to come out and he will insulate your house for you. And that will really cut down on the cost of energy bill. In the long run, in the future, this doesn't really apply to you today, but when you're looking to build your own house or design your own house maybe, it's important to use intelligent design. And this means designing your house so the windows are positioned correctly, or using the right materials and insulating and sealing the house correctly. And technology today really allows people and architects to design a house so it's almost completely self-sustainable. And this will save you, again, it'll cost more initially, but it'll save you more in the future. And solar energy, according to Sustainable Energy Systems and Architectural Design, the price is really going to start going down in the near future. In the year 2030, they predict the cost to run solar energy is going to be only 38 cents per watt. Currently it's $2.33, but in the future it's going to be a lot cheaper. In conclusion, we may be using our energy irresponsibly today, but in the future, if we do our research and start taking the right steps, we can turn our home into the loving sanctuary that we all want to live in.